I'm going to approach this topic, this subject, in the only way that I can, which is through my personal experience. Thailand will soon become the country that I've lived in the longest outside of the UK. However, it still, for some reason, feels the least like home. I think what I'm about to discuss in this video, I know a lot of the answers, but even with the answers that I have, there still seems to be even more question marks. You move to another country, and I've moved to 3 completely different countries now. I have to have a reason to go there in the first place. I think it's, fashionable nowadays to just be like, fuck it, I hate the West, let's move abroad. But I think you have to have a little bit of a direction, a bit of purpose. And the first 2 countries I lived in, Korea and Japan, I was going there for my job. Obviously, I was going there for the experience, for the change of lifestyle. Ultimately, I was grounded by the fact that in both countries I had a job, and I therefore had a location that I needed to be tied to make money, to fund the lifestyle. Whereas when I came here, I moved to Thailand because my wife and I met whilst living out in Japan, and we decided to come to her home. So we weren't tied geographically to anywhere. Now, the first stop, as it will be with most people, was Bangkok. And Bangkok's an amazing city. It remains one of my favorite cities in the world. I'm actually going there tomorrow, but it's not somewhere that I particularly want to live. Now, the first major city I lived in outside of the UK was Seoul, Korea. And in many ways, that city destroyed me. I know nowadays it's a bit of a cliche to say, this destroyed me because nothing really compares to it. But I think there's an element of truth to it, because I was just 24 when I arrived there. And this city was everything that I dreamed of. It was everything I could have wanted. I was living in the middle of an area which was something out of my imagination. I imagined living in a place like that. The lifestyle that I was living, I managed to get one of my best mates out there. I had another great friend. It was just the dream scenario. Lifestyle suited me. And I actually had a conversation with someone from Korea just a couple of weeks ago. She works for the Korean government, and her job is to plan things like this, parks throughout the city. She told me that one of the government's priorities right now, for her department, I mean, not their number one priority in the world, but for her department, was to have sort of an interconnected map of green walking ways, kind of like a subway map. A load of green walkways, parks, streams, riverside paths, etc. They're well maintained, that are inviting, so that people will want to use them. And I was like, why is that such a priority? I understand the concept of it. Obviously, it's lovely to have green space, but why are you telling me this is such a big priority? And she went for mental health, because as you may know, Korea is one of the societies in the world with the highest rate of depression, highest rate of suicides in the developed world. She said that this is one of the initiatives which the government are hoping will at least alleviate that a little, people having access to greenery to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. And I thought straight away, spot on. As much as I love living in Bangkok, sometimes I used to dread going outside. Now, there are wonderful parks in Bangkok, there are beautiful green spaces, but I used to fucking dread going anywhere because of what you had to put up with to get from A to B. Now, perhaps that sounds a little bit dramatic. Oh, he's moaning because he thinks there's not enough parks in the city. I think it's all about alignment. It's about finding a place and a lifestyle that aligns with who you are so you can be the best version of yourself. And ultimately, I felt like that was impossible for me in Bangkok. I started to look outside of the city. We started to look at our options elsewhere. You know, I've spoken on this channel many times about Rayong. It's a beautiful area, but because it's so far away from Bangkok compared to here where I am now, I'm kind of terrified to move there, because even here now, living outside the city, I've got this sense of isolation. It's crazy. I'm saying I wanted to leave the city because I feel like I can't become the best version of myself when I'm there. Yet I feel isolated when I get out of this city. Where is the happy medium? You're probably thinking, well, why don't you just leave Thailand if it's that bad? It's not bad. I'm not trying to say it's bad. I think there's a general assumption nowadays that if somebody highlights a personal problem or a negative, that it's an attack on a place. I'm married, I've got a kid, a half Thai kid, a Thai wife, and this is their home. So sometimes you have to put your personal feelings aside, your personal wants aside, and do what's best for your loved ones. But that doesn't mean that suddenly everything is perfect in my world. Most people, when they come out to Thailand, most people, not everybody, this is the first place they've come away from home. But you know, what a place to choose. And look at this beautiful place that I'm in right now. This is a famous or touristy spot. This is just a beautiful park that's about 10 minutes from where I live right now. I'm so lucky to be here. But as the old saying goes, this isn't my first rodeo. Every time I've restarted, it's kind of a fresh start, but also the death of something else. And it's caught up with me. It's caught up with me in recent times. And honestly, there's times where I don't know what to do. I don't know what the best option is. I mean, obviously, we're going to stay here in terms of this is our home as a family. This is my daughter's home, especially. More than anyone else, this is my daughter's home. She started school now. She's brilliant at speaking both English and Thai. Can't take her out of this environment right now. Not that we're planning on either. I feel like I need to be really careful what I say here, because this isn't a video diagnosing mental health, depression. It's just me talking about my experience, my personal experience. And you know what? Everything I'm saying right now, I feel like it's reflected in some of my videos. I don't want to be negative. I hate talking about negative topics, but you know, in the last like 2-3 months, the biggest videos that I've made, the most successful videos by my level, by my standard, have been Thailand is finished, that topic. And I made a video about angry expats in Thailand, because I do think there's far too many angry people out here. Maybe there is a lot more depression, a lot more mental health stuff going on here that meets the eye. I don't want to make that shit anymore. I don't want to make that negative shit. I don't want to discuss it. This is my personal experience, what I'm talking about right now. Call it negative if you will. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a negative space at times. I don't want to make those analysis videos. I want to do something artistic, and if that means I don't get any views, it's a bit depressing sometimes. It's very depressing, to be honest. You put hours and hours of work into a fucking visual masterpiece, and a week later 111 people have watched it. It's very fucking disheartening, but I love it. I love doing this. I've got 2 personal outlets in life. The gym, better shape now than I've ever been. This channel. And if you're along for the ride, cool. Appreciate your support, appreciate your kindness. If not, if this is a one and done, then so be it. Some people are really happy here, and I know generally I'm happy. I've got a lot of reasons to be happy, but you can be depressed anywhere, right? You have to navigate your way around it, in my opinion. And that's what I'm trying to do right now.